Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Erica Lucas with ericalucasloves.com, where I try to guide you through living with less one day at a time. And in this particular video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I used to do before I started my minimalism journey that would contribute to me being an overspender. They were mistakes I didn't know I was making. Now that I'm on this journey of living with less, now they feel like mistakes. At the time, they didn't feel like mistakes. At the time, it just felt like living with clutter. And the best thing you can do for mistakes is learn from them. And so here are 5 things that I used to do. Number 1, I used to organize clutter. I would buy bins and baskets and find ways to organize clutter and hide it away. If you're guilty of this, give me a like below. I am sometimes still guilty of it, but I am organizing clutter that I want to keep, like games or art supplies, things like that. I am still organizing that, but it's not really clutter in the negative sense. This contributed to my overspending because I bought things. I bought storage containers with lids and pretty baskets and ways to hide the stuff. And instead of thinking about it as stuff that needed to go and be decluttered, I just thought of ways to organize it, keep it hidden. And so I spent money on bins and baskets that I didn't need to spend, that I should have been thinking about as, do I really even need this? Why am I buying storage to hide it? Do I really even need it? And so that contributed to me spending money that I wish I hadn't spent. Number 2 is buying clutter. So when you stash away all the clutter, sometimes you don't know what you've got hidden and you end up buying more than one item of something. Guilty. So buying more clutter also meant just impulse buying things that we didn't really need or weren't intentional purchases or thoughtful purchases. She's like, we need more markers? Okay, I'll buy more markers. Click, Amazon, done. 48 hours later, we have new markers. Instead of thinking about, well, where are the markers we do have? Do we really need 10 markers for $6? Probably not. By intentionally shopping and intentionally purchasing, I no longer spend money in a way that is filled with regret. Number 3, meal planning. I did it occasionally, but the way I meal planned was a different meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they were not connected or related. So I would need $500 of groceries to make enough meals for my family, instead of thinking, okay, if I get 2 pounds of meat, what 2 meals can I make of it? If I have carrots in this recipe and I do carrots 2 days later, I only need 1.5 pound bag of carrots instead of 2 separate bags of carrots, which would cost more money. And so by meal planning and created associated meals, connect meals that share ingredients, and by planning ahead, I only buy the groceries now that we intend to eat, and we only eat the groceries that we buy. So I don't end up with $150 worth of snacks in my cabinet and nothing for meals. So I'm more thoughtful and intentional about the purchases, and that's not the way I used to do it. I used to just fill the cart electronically in my phone, fill the cart and have it delivered. And I didn't budget for it. I didn't plan meals. I didn't plan what we would eat. And I spent way more money on groceries than I needed to by doing it that way. And a 4th mistake that I made before minimalism was not being intentional with my clothing choices. I did a winter capsule wardrobe and a spring capsule wardrobe. I did not spend as much as I would have in previous seasons or years. I used to just buy shirts because I liked how they looked or how long it would last. I didn't pay mind to the fabrics that I liked, the way I felt in something, the confidence that something would give me. And now by capsule wardrobing, I only spend money on things I know I am going to love wearing, that I know I feel good in. So everything hanging in my closet, I know I can take out and wear with confidence. I know I don't have to question, oh wait, how does this feel? How do I feel in this? Or does this even fit anymore? But now I shop with intention and I plan my wardrobe. I don't need 50 pieces of clothing in a season. Whereas my closet used to be stuffed with clothes that I just bought without thought. And now I wear exactly what I want to wear and I'm comfortable in it. And I did color paletting and chose colors that are complements to my skin and my eye color and my hair color, and really work much better for me than the black that I typically used to choose. The fifth thing that I have figured out along this journey of minimalism that was something I didn't do before, that could be called a mistake, was not prioritizing me. I've said this in other videos, I'm saying it in this one again. Not prioritizing me led to me spending more money than I needed to. I bought clothes just because I needed to treat myself. I was stressed. I would hit drive-thrus because I have figured out recently that I'm a stress eater and an emotional eater, and I would swing through Dunkin' Donuts and get a donut and a sugary coffee because I was stressed and I wasn't coping, and I would just need that sugar to help me cope. And now becoming more conscious of that, I'm not spending that money. And I'm becoming more conscious of that because I'm prioritizing me. I am prioritizing how I want to spend my time, who I want to talk to, who I want to be friends with, what I want to wear, what I want to eat, how I want to feel, how I want to look, how I want to be, the person I want to be in this world. And by prioritizing me and doing the things that make me happy, I don't spend as much money, first. And second, I don't just try these patches or band-aid fixes to things where I do retail therapy, go shopping just for some retail therapy. I don't have that need anymore. I have decluttered enough things from my life, changed my mindset, changed my relationship with money, and now I'm changing my relationship with food. I am working on all these things that have just naturally come about as being a minimalist. A sixth one, a bonus one, would be not budgeting. That's probably a really big one. Maybe that should be number one. But not budgeting absolutely led to me to be an overspender. By not planning for expenses that come up, by not tracking every dollar, I had no idea how much I was actually spending. And by creating a budget and tracking it, I became aware of my habits and things that needed to change and things I needed to stop doing. And splurging on myself, not shopping around, not shopping intentionally, not waiting to buy purchases. This couch, for instance, for those of you that follow, this is a new couch. I know that several of you did comment to not get a new couch and to get a cover. Here's the thing. The couch was stinky. It was really bad. The kids had peed on it in their sleep, and the dog had chewed it in various parts, and it stunk like dog, and he chewed it to the point that my mom couldn't even repair it anymore. She had repaired it multiple times. So this couch was repaired, it was cleaned, it just didn't work anymore to the point that I actually didn't even want to use it anymore. That I would sit down on it in the morning with my coffee and my morning pages that I like to journal, and I couldn't stand the smell. I would have to go sit at the table. So I talked to my husband, we bought this couch, it was $1,000. It's a sectional couch. It's actually really nice for $1,000. I would like it to last a couple of years. So here are my new couch rules. No dog, no food, and no naps by children. So that maybe, it'll last without getting peed on or chewed up. If something happens to the couch, I'm going to try my hardest to say accidents happen, choose joy. Like I had to do at the beginning of this week when my youngest dropped his paint on the carpet. It's funny, I actually gave so much thought to this paint on the carpet because last summer, I probably would have yelled. I would have been really mad. And over something that was an accident by a 3-year-old, that would have triggered me, that would have made me mad. And it was because I had anger and anxiety about my house, about clutter all over the place, being disorganized, not having a budget was actually causing me stress because I knew I was probably spending too much, but I didn't think I was overspending to the extent that I did. And all of that was deep-seated in me before this minimalism journey. And I absolutely probably would have responded with anger. And this time, I took a deep breath and I tried to choose joy. And in doing that, all of a sudden a thought came to me. At least it's a rainbow. I asked God to give me a peek at the rainbow at the end of this rain that we're going to enjoy at the end of this phase. And maybe that's just God's humor. It's that he left me a rainbow on my rug in the highest traffic area in our house. That door gets more traffic than my front door. And so that I have to look at it like 10 times a day as a reminder that the rainbow does exist. And then when you make it through the rainstorm, you'll see the rainbow. And maybe it's God's way of making me laugh or showing me the rainbow, but be careful what you pray for. Those are the 5 things that before minimalism I had spent money on that I didn't need to spend, and were mistakes that I was making that was contributing to my overspending. If you need help living with less, maybe decluttering or just taking a look at your finances, your mindset, hop over to my website for support and guidance. I have materials on there. You'll also find my email. Please message me, pictures, questions, anything that you could use a little support and guidance on. Please go ahead and message me. Thanks for watching. Guess what? Sit. Good boy. Ranger, guess what? You're adopted. You're adopted. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.